coming off again. Ah, dude. Johnny rocking the tank top? The new tank top? Never seen this tank top before. This tank top is new, Johnny. I've never
Johnny's
seen
also
such a
very
tank
white.
top.
Hold on, let me do contrast on him.
It's not my fault.
He
There we
was
go.
Nothing I can
born this
do about it.
way. Da-na-na.
Actually, I wonder if I just do it.
He was born this way. Welcome back to Anime Casuals. I'm Lucky. Here I go! This hand of mine is burning red!
And I'm Michael. Realize the only ones who should kill are those who are prepared to be killed.
Johnny.
Your darkness swallowed up my son? Who decided that?
Erupting! Burning!
Now all of you.
Die.
What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to Anime Casuals. I am Lucky.
I'm Michael.
I'm Johnny.
We
Hold on.
are Anime Casuals.
I didn't bring my stuff, guys. I didn't know.
If you guys didn't know what that was, well, you're awfully innocent, and I appreciate that about you. But today we're talking about drugs in anime. I clogged up my ears, dude, when I did that shit.
That's some drugs.
It was like
yeah,
perfectly
it's a-
across the bottom too. It
Yeah,
looked good.
yeah, I was trying to figure that out when I was going down. I was like, oh, they'll
Yeah.
never know. Oh shit, it's a pen. Oh shit, I'm exposed. So yeah, this was given to us by Michael. It was kind of tough. I'll be real with you. Japanese people aren't super into drugs. Well, okay, they're not super open about drugs. How about that? So whenever you're talking about except for alcohol, I think if anything, that's the only drug where they're kind of like, you know what, alcohol and tobacco. So you know what I'm saying. So, Michael, since you gave us this one, you want to go ahead and start?
Yeah. Funnily enough, I watched a video about how Japanese people interpret marijuana right after or today while I was driving home. I was listening to it and I was like, this is really funny that I'm gonna go record this right now. Anyways, my first one is gonna be from Cowboy Bebop. It was the first one that popped in my head when I thought of drugs. Like, no joke, because I think that's the first episode of Cowboy Bebop. I've seen that episode like 27 times. And every time I always go, I don't think my eyes have ever been that red. That's ridiculous. Yeah, so the drug in that episode is called Red Eye, and it basically slows everything down, and for some reason puts a red filter on everything. Everything that you see slows it all down, and basically it allows your reaction speed to be way, way up. And mostly in the episode, they were just slowing down and then going bum, 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 and killing everybody.
Oh, that's useful.
Yeah, it's got like some drastic side effects though. Like if you use it too much, your eyes can get like hyper focused. You get a massive headache and you can't control your vision. I'm like, that's not ever worth it. That's not good. And I hate the little adapter thing that they use. They like put it right in front of their eye and they click it, it just sprays into their eye. And I'm like, it probably feels like if your eyes are really dry, you put an eye drop in and it just burns. That's exactly. I feel like that's exactly how it has to feel.
See, I don't know if I'd just be like, no, I'm clean off that stuff because my eyes are sensitive. Leave me alone. I don't know.
Or after you use that, you're like, I better use eye drops so nobody knows I'm on red eye right now.
Red eye for the straight guy.
So I went very medicinal, like I had mentioned before the video. But funny enough, my first pick I'm going to talk about is not actually a drug. I just realized that. It's from Great Pretender. And in, what is it, the first season, second season? I don't know. In one of the seasons, they're trying to sell a drug to a director, basically to take his money. So they act out this whole thing where they've got a girl on the inside who's like just a girl that he pays, to have fun with. And
Yep.
She does this whole act where she acts like she's insanely just lit with this drug, and it's a pretty cool scene. And I don't know, it just seemed like a good performance, and I thought if that was a drug, that'd be crazy to see. People would be freaking out.
Johnny's drug is called candy today.
Hey man, if caffeine's a
Sugar.
drug, bro, everything's a drug, homie. Everything.
Oh my God, caffeine!
Oh my god, dude. So I have to talk about this one first because this was the first one that came to mind because the drug is literally on the actual logo for it, and it's literally called the name of the show, Relife. So in Real Life, there's this drug called Relife where basically once you take it, you magically look like 10 years younger than yourself, and the main character ends up taking it. He's 27, so he looks 17, goes back to high school through this pharmaceutical. There's a lot of things they skip around on. They're like, we'll take care of that. We'll take care. Don't you worry. We'll take care of that. It kind of sounds like Umbrella from Resident Evil. Like, we'll take care of it. Don't worry. Yeah. So I thought this one was kind of an interesting one, just because like it actually is used for something and it's actually monitored pretty well, in terms of all that stuff. Not that I'm for the government or anybody like monitoring drug use anyway, because they never do a great job with it. But getting off of politics for a second, fucking yeah, I really like the concept of it. Is you take this drug, make it, and it's the whole centerpiece of this whole show, but pretty much it's never like mentioned for the most part, like again for a while. And I'm also wondering, like, what are this? There has to be side effects to this fucking drug, because there are these people that also go undercover that are like their handlers, so to speak, that make sure they don't fuck any kids. You know what I'm saying? Because these are 27-year-old people in a high school, so things are gonna happen, which is weird because they also say you can be in like a relationship, but you can't do anything with them. Which I'm like, what the fuck are you trying to say, dude? Just, like, are you trying to make up your own fucking language, dude? Chill the fuck out. But
It's like Master Musume. We're gonna put you in a house full of all
that's
these
right.
very attractive people,
No touch.
but no touch. Don't
Yeah.
touch them. But I know
Yeah.
you want.
Yeah, dude, that's the worst part about it, right? They want to touch you. They're trying to fuck me. What am I supposed to? I guess a giant snake lady trying to fuck me. But yeah, so my first pick is Real Life. What about you, Michael?
Coming back to me, funnily enough, I went on Johnny's track. This one, I'm just gonna throw in now because I'm gonna reach for it a little bit. This one's actually medicine. It's called sensu beans.
Okay, hold on. Hold on.
Or-
I fucking went on Reddit just to, like, for some inspiration. Somebody put sensu bean. I was like, ha! What kind of stupid stuff is that? And the minute you said sensu bean, I was like, oh my god, it kind of is a fucking drug, isn't it?
It's a drug,
It's
right?
only a fucking. It's like the PCP of Dragon Ball, isn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead.
Dude, it's a regular plant that's grown just like weed, just like a bunch of regular natural drugs you take, and it does something to your body. Does this drug magically heal you and all your ailments? Yeah. Oh, except for Goku's heart disease. Apparently sensu beans don't work on that.
Mhm.
But love those sensu beans, and I thought it was hilarious enough just to add because I was looking for medicine and I forgot sensu beans exist. So sensu beans are the ultimate drug.
Only at Corns.
Come to Corins, we got drugs. What if you smoke sensu beans?
Then you become like Yajirobe, bro. You just never leave Corn's Tower.
It's probably would. Or you turn into a cat. Who knows? My next one I chose, actually, this is the first one that came to mind, is Chopper's Rumble Ball. Because
That's an interesting one. I never thought about
crazy
that.
cocktail.
I didn't think of that either.
Whatever he's putting in there that is affecting him like that. And it's a very useful thing. It would be nice to, I don't know. I probably just don't remember. Have they said like what happens if any normal?
No, I don't think they're talking
non-chopper
about
eats it.
regular people eat it at all.
I was just thinking about what if
It's all
it's just,
natural, though.
what if it's just fucking like cocaine, PCP, and all this bad shit, but it just happens to work with his body for some reason.
It's just all available on the
If I
island
take
one day.
all
I'll
the
just put some shit
drugs.
in here.
I'm huge.
Yeah, and then when he takes the Rumble Ball now, like, how he can control it, he's just like, oh, don't worry, I took out the PCP. What else is in there? Oh, just weed, magic mushrooms and shit. I'm gonna be
It's-
tripping after this.
It's just 10,000 milligrams of steroids.
shark testosterone.
It's just 10,000. I used to inject it directly in my heart, but now I eat it.
Oh dear lord.
Chopper's Rumble Ball.
Oh my god, that had me going a little too much. Sorry. So this one, I didn't know how to classify it. It's like all the drugs in Devilman Crybaby because
That's not fair. No.
yeah, there's like
It's every drug. I picked every
I mean,
drug.
well, granted, they're you know I think they have
Lightning.
like some made up shit, but I mean it's basically like comparative to the acid and dropping acid and all that kind of shit. But they have like all the fucking drugs because you know these people are at these like satanic parties where they're just they're just fucking, they're dancing, they're having copious amounts of sex, and they're just fucking. Yeah, and love is a drug too, you know, according to Kesha. And you know, it's like, yeah, dude. And so you know, these people
Thanks,
are doing
Kesha.
like crazy, these crazy amounts of fucking drug. And in the very first episode, there's this fucking crazy fucking party. I remember I had to stop watching because at that point, my TV was in my living room and I didn't have shades for the living room. So there was just this giant orgy party happening. And I was like, what the fuck? There are kids around this neighborhood. I gotta.
Mommy,
No,
what's
it's a punishment
that?
anime.
Oh.
Mommy, what's that man watching in the
Oh
window?
my god, dude.
Oh, that's Devil May Cry, baby.
Oh, that's what me and your mom was doing last week. What? Oh shit. But yeah, dude, that party scene is probably that's definitely one of those episodes that went 0 to like 120 like real quick, and you know, and I mean it never really completely stops, but that's like the first episode is mainly where they have a lot of the drug use and all that shit, and just just seeing the main character just tripping balls and shit, and you know making out with people and not even you know not comprehending half of what the fuck is going on. I mean, dude, it sounds like a fucking Saturday night to me, man. So yeah, that's my next pick.
Just like Johnny, I picked some more stuff from One Piece. I don't know if this is reaching or not. I don't think it is because I view it as a drug. I don't know about you guys.
Oh no, it definitely is. I know what you're talking about.
I'm gonna pick Smile.
Yeah.
Smile is absolutely a drug because it's not natural like apparently all the devil fruits are, but it is man-made and then it turns you into something poorly. That sounds like a lot of drugs. You know, they do something that they're kind of supposed to do, but not well. And I despise Smile. And so drugs, like when you say drugs, usually it's viewed in a negative connotation. You know, when you say like, oh, I've got drugs to do, it's like, oh, well, that's a bad thing. And then you call good things medicine. But you know, there's just there's a big circle, right? Medicine, drugs, they're kind of very parallel to each other, and Smile is just evil. Nobody should be taking Smile, even though all you need is one go of it. But all these people turn into these weird hybrid animal creatures, and they don't have the power to change from one to the other. They just are both. So
I
I'm
think they're
like,
okay with that. But either way, the people that didn't want to eat it, that sucks for them.
yeah. And that's the other crappy part is that there's a side effect to Smile is that there's like 1 in every 5 is a dud or something like that, or one.
I think I was gonna say I think it's
Otherwise,
higher
around
than
it.
that or something like that. But yeah, it's a crazy. It's like it's a very high
4 and
percentage.
5
that
is
you're-
good.
A very high percentage is
Yeah.
the dud, and while the rarity is the good ones. So I'm like, that sucks because they feed it all to a town. They just can't stop laughing, and that's why it's called Smile, because of the terrible side effect, not because of what it does to people. If anything, it'd be called like Animaler or something.
You know, that's nice that they put the warning, you know, like right there.
As the-
Hey.
that's tough.
Smile, that's a warning, not a advisement. My next one actually, you mentioned it earlier real quick. It is the heart virus medication from Dragon Ball Z that Trunks brings from the future.
Sensu beans don't work on that.
That's actually why I was like, oh man, can't be the sensu bean. That's crazy. I do wish I remembered if they just figured out how to, you know, cure that because of Goku, or if it was. I don't think it was. Yeah,
Yeah.
I can see Bulma just being like, "I'm gonna cure this."
Because that's from the future that Bulma he died and Bulma was like, we need a cure for that.
Mhm.
So they made it and then they sent it backwards.
Oh.
The Trunks.
So yeah, I mean that's a cool time travel drug that helps people. Goku specifically. That'd be a lot of series if he died right there.
Yeah. I also like we got a twofer out of that one. We got his heart disease and we got his heart medication. Good job,
Dude,
Justin.
I always felt like super cool when I was like whenever I'd have to take like medication or anything because I do it like just like Goku, just like I just fucking put it back, and I was like, I'm carrying my heart disease, bro. I fucking got this shit. I was really weird as a kid. But yeah, let's go over to the next one. I got on this one, I have Opium from Rurouni Kenshin. So there was this big arc with Miss Megumi, who we kind of figure out that she, under this guy Konryu's orders, was made to make this opium, and which kind of sucks because she's a doctor, she's meant to save lives, but it's actually fucked up a lot of people's lives. And actually, funny enough, Yahiko actually gets poisoned by the same opium from a ninja, one of the Oniwaban group, end up attacking them, and she has to actually save him because she realizes what the fuck happened to him. And this is actually the very first time I've ever heard the word opium, which is crazy, right? Because I was really young when I heard that word. I was probably like maybe in middle school when I first saw that
Mom,
in Rurouni Kenshin.
what's opium?
Yeah, how can we get some? But I have some bullies in my class I need to get rid of. But once I started hearing about that shit, I was like, oh, this is wild. And then you start to go down the rabbit hole. Then I think the next time I heard it was like in Red Dead Redemption or something like that. They have something with that, and then from one of the Chinese people in there, and it just kind of goes down the list. And I was like, oh, this is a crazy fucking drug. Dude, it's almost like the rich man's drug. You know what I'm saying? Like it's in that fucking little paper triangle thing, and you're like, oh shit, that's wild, dude. But yeah, when I first saw that, dude, I was like,
the
oh,
little paper triangle.
yeah,
Little football, whatever.
Yeah, that's the football.
Pass the money. It's just another one flicked.
But yeah, I really liked it just because it was a good way to show Miss Megumi's storyline, as well as it's like a good duality between her being like a doctor of death and a doctor of life in some ways. So it's a lot like Rurouni Kenshin when he goes from the Batosai to Kenshin, where he doesn't want to take lives anymore, he wants to save them. So it was a good delivery for that drug. Now, granted, it's not like there was some real shit going on back then too. But yeah, I think they did it pretty well in Rurouni Kenshin. So yeah, that's mine.
You know what? You both have kind of inspired me to think of another one.
Oh shit.
I don't know the name of it.
It's gone.
Oh. Okay, back to my list. Is the medicine that is taken in I almost said Dark Souls, Demon Slayer. In Demon Slayer, the one that turns what's his name with the tiny arms?
Zenitsu?
Yeah, when Zenitsu almost turns into a spider.
Anti-spider.
Yeah, anti-spider medicine. Yeah, Advil. And it just reminds me of that little time that they were just like all laying there, and he's like, "No, I don't want to take it. No, it tastes terrible. I don't want it. I don't want it." But my true one is the energy steroids from also One Piece. Thanks, One Piece, for giving us a 3-fer. So the energy steroids from Fishman Island that are like the rare, like where it came in the treasure chest, and basically boosted your power like insanely.
And made people's eyes red.
Yeah, made people eye red, change their hair to white.
That's right.
But came with the side effect of you aging like 50 years or something, or like some amount for every pill that you take. And I was like, oh my God, this is a terrible like drug that you get. It's a super steroid that'll make you stronger than anybody except for Luffy, of course. And it comes with the price of you will be an old man by the time you're done taking this. Because even the guys who just took one of them like significantly aged, and it was not a pretty sight.
They didn't think that out too much, right? Because even if they did take over Fishman Island, like they would have just all been old men.
Yeah,
people would have been able
afterwards.
people would have just taken it back over, right? It's like, hey, who's left? Hey, dude, they're old as fuck. Let's get them. Let's get them.
No, we shall.
Oh my God.
That's a good one. I've got probably 4 more, funnily enough. I was surprised by making this list. I didn't think I would get that many. Drugs. Japanese people don't want to talk about it.
All right, Johnny, you got another one for us there?
Yeah, I got one more I want to mention. It's not especially fun drug or anything, but the existence of the drug in the anime is super important. It's Dr. Stone when he figures out, well, he tries to make, what is it, penicillin?
Yeah.
He tries to make penicillin, has to give up because, unsure, which I wonder if that'll come back. That'd be interesting. Who knows? But then they make sulfa drugs, which is, I guess, the building blocks for a lot of just regular medication. So I don't know, just the fact that he was able to, propel all of them so far like that. I mean, that's pretty cool. I'm curious to see how many times we're going to use that.
Yeah. I mean,
But,
in addition to that, I mean, I really like the way it all was connected. It's like, oh, I'm making this and this and a radio and all this stuff. And it was like, oh, well, we got most of the things for this. So we'll just make medicine.
So I thought it was a cool moment.
Yeah.
So for drugs.
Dude,
Also glasses.
I gotta say, Johnny, you came up with some like really inventive ones here. I was just like, what the fuck, dude? Some of these are like, Jesus Christ! It took me a little.
Drugs aren't
second.
bad.
How far in your butt did you have to pull those out of?
Yeah, dude. And how
So
many of those
far.
drugs have you done?
All butt drugs.
Yeah, right.
Dude,
I guess the last one I'll say before we do the lightning round is I didn't even remember this part. I had to look up clips because I was like, this was part of this because there was so much that was a part of this fucking anime that I could not remember because it's been a little while. It's Refrain from Code Geass. I
How
forgot
dare you?
about this drug. I thought if I was gonna say if you didn't do it in your first three, I was gonna fucking take it.
That's okay. I almost forgot about it too.
Dude, I saw this and I was like, when the fuck was this even a thing? All of a sudden I see it like season 1, episode 9. Callan's mom is taking Refrain and she's like, oh, back to the good old days. And I was like, bro, this is fucked up. And it's like, wait, Lelouch used this, tried to use it too? Oh shit. And then, this happens like season 2 or something like that, like after the fall of Lelouch and all this stuff. And he's just like, hey, I'll just take this shit. And it's weird, right? Because when you see like the main character of your anime about to use a fucking drug that he knows is a stupid thing to do, you're like, whoa, dude, this is wild, right? I mean, and that's pretty much what like a lot of the really more dangerous drugs do to you, right? Even though they're fucking dangerous, because I mean it's been pounded into our heads since like the beginning of time that since we were in elementary school that drugs are bad. But despite that, this drug basically just kind of makes you hallucinate back to like simpler times. Like even when Callan saves her mom, she's just like, her mom's still just like, Callan, you joined the Britannian army. And it's also like Lelouch even describes it as a drug to get rid of the numbers of the people that are discriminated against.
Yeah.
And to just get rid of them, which kind of sounds like some of the drugs that are happening right now, because usually it's the people in the poorer class that are taking some of these really fucked up drugs, and then they're also arresting them for those drugs. So which is also what they're doing with the numbers, right? So that's how they're able to do that shit. So I thought that was an interesting one. I completely forgot about that drug as a whole part of Code Geass, because I was like, giant mechs, crazy eye powers, I don't know, really
We're
long
done.
Big battles. Yeah.
and I was like, I mean, fucking psychology out the ass. I completely
Pizza
forgot
Hut?
about the drugs, dude. Yeah, Pizza Hut, dude.
Pizza
Oh my God.
Hut.
You have no idea how much pizza I wanted to eat every fucking time I saw that shit, dude. Oh my God. So yeah, you want to go into a lightning round right now, Michael, and try and
Yeah, let's do it. I'm gonna take it by saying Chochi and his 3-color.
Oh, that's a good one.
That was it.
Yeah, that's the last one.
So Chochi at some point, he takes these pills when he's younger, before he gets magical butterfly powers, to basically put him into a state to super burn the calories in his body and then like get massive amount of chakra from that. And every time Chochi is on screen and I see his amazing butterflies, I fucking love it. It looks really good. But that was a very deep memory pull, and it was like, oh, okay, something I don't really remember anymore because he doesn't do it that often. Johnny, Delucky.
Oh my God, I thought it was a lightning round. What?
No, I only have like 2 more, but they're both silly. But I'll say them real quick.
There you go.
The rug and bleach that pops out souls.
Oh, the like Cone uses?
Yeah, the cone uses. The My Hero quirk booster.
Oh, that's right.
That
Dude, I
they've
was
been
thinking about
circulating.
using that one, but I couldn't remember what the fuck. I couldn't remember the specifics of it, so I didn't know. I couldn't remember if it was a drug or if it was a thing. But I was like, yeah, it's probably a drug.
It's like a weird medicine they inject in their neck.
Yeah.
And then my last one is the super potion from Pokemon. Thanks, Pokemon, and all your drugs.
I said Pokemon repel. Fuck,
Dude.
use it. You
Dude,
did.
I never
Pokemon
understood.
had so many drugs.
I never understood any of those Pokemon card games, dude. Every time I fucking got, I was like, "Oh, here's a potion." I was like, "Dude, that doesn't even look like a potion. What the fuck is that thing?" And I was like, "Dude, it looks like a little. I don't know what the fuck it looked like, but dude,
It's a little
nobody.
sucker.
Yeah, dude. Nobody around me knew how to fucking play the Pokemon card game. So like once I got into Yu-Gi-Oh, I was like, oh, a game with rules. Thank God. You're just like you're not making shit up off the top of your head. There's actual rules. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, not like the anime doll where they're making up everything from
yeah,
the top of their
absolutely,
head.
absolutely, dude.
And
That's
you
the great
wait,
part.
and then I fuse these cards together. What? What? Yeah. Well, I have a card for it.
Fuck polymerization, bitch. Okay, so I've got a couple here. So let's just start off with the alcohol ones. Miss Kobayashi's Dragon's Maid. Kobayashi goes fucking hard in the alcohol game, and then she starts just talking about maids like uncontrollably. Fucking crazy. Love is like a cocktail. I mean, that is all about fucking alcohol and just different types of alcohol, as well as getting this girl loose as fucking possible for my boy to just slip in. And they're husband and wife, by the way, and they are of age. So don't fucking come after me. There is Clannad. There's this guy named Yusuke who was really surprising actually, because he ends up being like the main character's kind of what do you call it? It ends up being his white line. No, he ends up becoming his his mentor and stuff. Like he tries to become an electrician to help with his daughter, and so this guy is teaching him. But then the guy actually reveals that he used to be like a rock star, but like there's this flashback where it just shows him with all these fucking injection marks in his arm and shit. And so he went downhill, and then he became an electrician, and started a family and shit. That was a crazy moment too. I was like, dude, this guy lived a fucking life, bro. Holy shit. Because he's always giving him life advice and shit. I was like, what the fuck has this guy been through? And then all of a sudden you see it, I was like, oh, he's been through a lot. And then my last one will be Samurai Champloo. And there's this awesome weed hallucinogenic scene, which weed doesn't really make you hallucinate that much. But there's this fucking weed field, and you don't realize it's weed until you actually see it, and or unless you actually know what weed looks like. And somebody accidentally lights it on fire, and as Mugen's fighting all these people, like at the very end of the episode, instead of fighting them, they're all like just laughing and fucking shit. And he also forgets about the people that he was supposed to save. He was actually supposed to go do something to save the other two people in the group, but he's just fucking laughing with the two. He's just laughing with the group that he ended up that captured him, and they're all just in a fucking crazy weed frenzy, just laughing it off. So that was a great episode. I love that shit. So yeah, that was our drugs in anime. Don't forget, guys, to check out All Things Casual in the link tree in the description box down below. Also, if you'd like to email us, you can email us at animecasuals with an S, real REAL @gmail.com. But as always, guys, don't forget to keep
it
casual. Oh god.